I tried to call and it said it kept saying call not me. So yep. Wow.
Nice. Okay, so hold up.
Yeah, it was. I'm like, what the heck? It like flickered and then it just went off.
Nice.
I'm like, really? And I said, back on again. I'm like, what?
Okay, so hold up.
Great, great. I'm like, what the heck? It was. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, let me see. Mm-mm. See, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna be in here, y'all, because ooh, ooh, damn. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be right in here, right here.
Okay, everyone. I'm back making a nice stream. How you guys doing today?
Like when the damn lights go off at
Good.
Walmart, okay. They be trying to like lock a bitch inside the
Yeah.
store.
Hey, mom.
Yes.
I'm making my meal. I'm making my nice stream.
Okay, awesome, Jordan.
Thank you.
They be doing some things,
Alright.
man. They be
So
trying to
like I
lock
was
you up in
saying,
cabinets, all kinds of
hope you
stuff.
have a good day on Wednesday because earlier today it was so bad for the weather. It keep raining all day that it makes me stay home today because I cannot deal with the bad weathers. And besides, the name made me sick months before. I don't want to cut any name. So I say I'm today, and this is the perfect opportunity to make bills to make my night suit today because of the bad weather. And I think we might have not bad weather tomorrow. You're gonna have thunderstorms tomorrow in the morning and afternoon too. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna stay home and and wait until the weather clears up bef- uh, before I attempt to go somewhere. So so that's what I'm going to do today.
Let's go take the pictures.
Okay. So you're there, mom.
Thank you, baby.
Alright. So I'm happy to make this nice scene today because today maybe I'll be talking about I'll be recapping the 2022 to 2020 season of the KC Chiefs and my thoughts on it too.
Yeah, Jackie, it's not over. It's not over. It's not over. Shenanigans are just getting
Oh,
started.
what's up, Matthew? I've been a good man, but
Okay, babe, I'm gonna try to hurry. I'm gonna try to hurry in case the lights go out again. I'll be
say
right back.
SYK for first and I've seen. They need to be not way longer than 50 minutes if one I just want to. You can talk about these as well as other teams and sports. Okay, that's a good idea, Matthew. I'm gonna talk about the other teams seasons. You might talk about the off seasons too, buddy. And my bill might be longer, the 15 minutes, so I you can have chat. Okay, Matthew. Okay, good. I might do that today. So, so, so my recap of the 2022 to 2023 season of the KC Chiefs have been it's been a good season for the KC Chiefs. I it just linked to join hold on let me um let me do something. I Okay, I send the link to you, Matthew, if you want to join. Hey, Matthew, if you want to join.
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh,
What's up, man?
what's up, Matthew?
What's going on? Not much. How have you been?
I'm doing good. How about you, Bo?
Yeah, same. Yeah, for the Chiefs, I think they'll obviously they'll still do good next season. I could see them maybe winning maybe 12, 13 games, and I think they have a good chance to get back to the Super Bowl.
Yes, I agree with you. You might become a dynasty next season if you win such more Super Bowl because they got two with Patrick Mahomes, and now you just need more to become a
Hmm.
dynasty.
Yeah, yeah. I think you
Yes,
guys. I think if you guys either win the Super Bowl next season or in the 2024 season, then you guys are definitely going to be a dynasty. Um, so yeah.
yes. Mhm. Agree with you, Bo.
Yeah.
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 So, so let's talk about the off season.
Yeah.
What kind of team do you think is better in the off season? I think the Chicago Bears, have the best off season because they're going to have enough traps and a
Hmm.
trade for the Carolina Panthers to get something special from there, and they might build the offensive line if Sasha fails because
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
focus on building a offensive, building a quarterback to protect him and have more weapons to him. So I think the Chicago Bears have the best offseason. So
Yeah.
because they have nine picks and stuff like that.
Yeah. The Bears did good. You know, they got DJ Moore and they got some good draft picks, but you also got teams like the Lions and Falcons. They did a pretty good job too. And now with Aaron Rodgers out of the NFC North, I think the Lions are going to win that division next season. That's my bold prediction.
Yeah, they're going to win the division. They're going
Yeah.
to win the division next
Yeah.
season because they are rebuilding now,
Hmm.
and I want to see the Lions rebuilding to be something good teams because I feel bad for the Detroit Lions fans that suffered through the pain over the years of their teams,
And
losing a lot of games, and be all it be all 16 in 2007 when they have the
hmm
worst record in the NFL, tying up the Cleveland Browns of all 17. I feel
hmm
bad for them, and they deserve to get something good from them.
hmm Yeah, I feel like the Lions, they're definitely going to make the playoffs next
Yes,
season. Because I thought they should have made the playoffs last season. Like because but what happened was that their 1-6 start got caught up with them and they lost. They lost to the Panthers and who else was it? It was towards the end of the season. Um, it was the Lions and somebody else. I don't remember who it was, but yeah, I don't remember. But it was some other team they lost at the end of the season. I want to say it was to the. Uh, I honestly don't remember who the other team was. Yeah, but I
oh,
mean, but then
okay,
again,
yes,
yeah, then again, even if the Lions did make the playoffs, like they weren't going to beat the 49ers because they would have been the seventh seed. So I mean, but I think the Lions are on the rise. They're in the right direction. You know, I think Jared Goff redeemed himself last season, and their defense their defense is pretty good, so I think they could make the playoffs next season.
Yes, I agree with you. They will make a playoff next season,
I still think the
and they
Eagles.
might break the playoff curse.
Yeah. Also, I'm still with you on the Eagles and Chiefs being the kickoff game. That's what should it be. It should be a Super Bowl rematch, and that's the perfect way to start the season.
Oh yes, a kickoff season between the
Mm-hmm.
two Super Bowl teams might be awesome,
Mm-hmm.
but of course, the NFL don't want a Super Bowl new match in the next season because they want something new
Mm-hmm.
for next season. But it'd be so cool if they have the Super Bowl new match on
Mm-hmm.
week one.
Yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
them, but it's in is it in No, it's in Kansas City. I remember now. It was in Miami 3 years ago. So yeah, it's this time it's going to be in Kansas City.
Yes, Kansas City.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I'm so happy for. I can't wait to watch the NFL draft.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be
Oh
so
yeah,
interesting to see what Kansas City pick for this year
yeah,
because last year they draft picks they got was so great that Brett Beach might be the best CM in the NFL. That's just my opinion. He built around Patrick Mahomes so that way he can have all the weapons and protect him at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he keep winning these games
Yeah,
and make it to fight and see championship and no.
yeah. Mahomes he's had the greatest start to a season I've ever seen by a quarterback. He's more than likely going to go back to the AFC Championship again this season or this coming season, I should say. Because the AFC. Honestly, the AFC only really has three solid teams right now: the Chiefs, the Bengals, and the Bills. Really, like those are the three top contenders in the AFC.
Yes, the three contenders.
Yeah,
I don't trust the Bills in the playoffs because they always choke in the
yeah,
playoffs,
yeah. I
like
agree.
like they did against the Bengals. They
Mhm.
they got pulled
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
Like how could you get pulled
yeah. I
out
don't
by the
understand.
Eagles?
Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't get that because they had Damar Hamlin on the big screen before the game and he was hyping them up and it's like, how do you play that bad when he was on the trying to get you guys motivated for that game? And everyone was saying, oh, it's going to be a Bills and Chiefs rematch in the AFC Championship, but the Bills played horrible in that game.
Yeah, I was rooting for them and the plus so that way you don't have to play against the Bengals.
Yeah,
But
we were
unfortunately, they
so
lost.
close.
And I was,
Yeah, it's.
and
And we nearly did it with a third string quarterback. We nearly beat the Bills without Tua. But give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Hang on.
okay, take your time.
Yeah, my bad. I'm back. But yeah, what I was saying was that like the thing about that game is that like our receivers dropped balls early on in that game, and I feel like if they made those catches, we probably could have won that game. But it just sucks but I feel like next season, like it needs to be a breakout season for Tua because I mean, there's got to be a point to where he stays healthy, and he can't keep getting injured, or else we're gonna have to move on from him. Like, he just needs to be healthy.
Oh yes, he needs to be healthy
Yeah, I mean, it's
because I don't want Tua to be injured again and
no,
be
yeah,
in concussion.
yeah,
That'd
no,
be
I
so
agree,
bad
but
for
I
the
mean,
Dolphins. And it might-
yeah, and I don't think I don't think Tua is bad by any means, but like I don't think he's going to be our long term answer going forward. Like, I feel like if he if he either plays bad or gets injured again, then we need to move on from him. We can't, and plus, you know that the NFL doesn't really have a lot of left-handed quarterbacks. Like, I mean, even though I am a Gator fan, like Tim Tebow, like, he never lasted long in the NFL because his arm was left-handed, and like, he wasn't a really good thrower. That's like, you can't really trust lefty quarterbacks.
Yes, you cannot trust them all the time because
hmm
they might make mistakes that you might lose.
hmm
So I don't trust the net quarterbacks that's never
What about
headed. I don't trust.
the NBA? I saw you're a Clippers fan. It's gonna be tough beating the Suns. Like, is Paul George, like, is he out like indefinitely? Is there a chance for him to return?
Um, I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know if he come back or not. I didn't see the news that he returning the court. So you just have to wait until
Okay.
game one
Yeah.
or game two if he comes
Yeah.
back. Because if
Yeah.
if you don't have Paul George, you might use this year's to the
Mhm.
Suns.
Yeah, I mean, but even without Paul George, I still think you guys can give the
Yeah.
Suns a pretty good fight. Maybe I see you guys maybe winning 2 games, but overall about the series, I don't know. I mean, the Suns are just the overall better team, but I mean, it is Kawhi Leonard in the playoffs, and he's a beast when it comes to the playoffs. But I don't know. It's gonna be a tough series, I think. But I
Yes.
mean, I'm a Heat fan, but yeah, I don't think we're gonna make the playoffs. I don't know. I just have a funny feeling we're gonna lose in the other playing game. And even if we do make the playoffs, we're probably going to get swept by the Bucks.
Oh yes, the Bucks destroy you guys.
Yeah, I mean,
You
yeah,
guys
I mean,
beat them in the bubble in 2020, but
yeah,
they
yeah,
make
yeah,
any
yeah,
bands
yeah,
and
yeah, but
and
yeah,
they
yeah,
saw
but here,
you.
yeah, yeah, but here's the thing. It's different with a
Hmm.
crowd, because when you have no crowd, there's not really much pressure on you because look what happened 2 years ago in the playoffs. The Bucks swept us, and that was with crowds. But I mean,
Yes, I agree
I think
on
it's
that.
overall. I think the Bucks are going to win the championship. I feel like I like Giannis. I've always liked him. I think he's hungry for another ring, but I feel like if they have a major injury, like when they lost to Chris Middleton last year, because when they lost the Celtics in 7 games, I feel like he was like one of the reasons why the Bucks lost that series. So I feel like if the Bucks have one major injury, like, they're more than likely they're going to be done because Giannis can't do it by himself.
Yes, I agree with you.
hmm
He cannot do it by himself. He needs his guys to help him.
Yeah. At first, I said the finals was going to be Bucks and Suns, but then I don't know because I have a funny feeling the Suns are probably going to choke again. So I think it's going to be Bucks and Warriors.
Yeah,
'Cause
the Suns took in the
yeah, I
NBA
mean,
Finals.
yeah, I
Yes,
mean, yeah,
and
they did
they don't
because
have no.
yeah, I
Yes,
mean, because to be honest, because I feel like the only team in the East that can really um, have a chance against the Warriors right now are the Bucks because the Celtics, yeah, they're good, but I mean, they're beatable. Like, you saw them blow that 28-point lead to the Nets at home, and the Sixers like always choke in the playoffs because Doc Rivers is a horrible coach and he never makes adjustments. I mean, and Joel Embiid's like their whole team.
yeah, I don't like Doc Rivers too, especially 2020 season when you
hmm
go a 2-1 lead against the
Yeah,
Nuggets.
that was horrible. Like,
That's easy.
that was horrible. Like, I really wanted you guys to go up against the Lakers in the conference finals, and you know what? Honestly, if the Clippers if the Clippers never blew that 3-1 lead to the Nuggets, I honestly think you guys would have beaten the Lakers.
You have beat them in 7 games.
Yeah,
Or
in my
maybe-
opinion, yeah, but it could have gone either way. But I think you guys would have beaten them, and then the finals, you guys would have played my Heat. Yeah, I think you guys would have beaten us. Maybe I'd say maybe 6. I just think the West was too strong that year, and the East was kind of a little soft that year, I think.
Yes.
But, yeah.
But unfortunately, they lost.
Yeah.
And you missed our chances because of Doc Nevers.
Yeah, I mean,
Sussmans.
yeah, but I see I think they play the Nets. The Sixers, they'll win that series, but then they're going to lose to the Celtics. So I think it's going to be Bucks and Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. And then the West, I don't really know because the West is kind of hard to predict because
The West is so strong.
Yeah, I mean,
better.
but for the first round, I mean, I got the Warriors. I mean, I can't really call it an upset because even though they are the lower seed, like the Warriors are the overall better team than the Kings, and then the Lakers Grizzlies. To be honest, I don't know about this, but I have a funny feeling that the Lakers are going to upset the Grizzlies. And
yes, me too.
I feel like the whole Ja Morant situation is going to come back to bite them because, I mean, don't get me wrong, the Grizzlies, they're good, but like I don't think they're as good as people say. Like I just feel like because like it's it's still playoff LeBron, it's still playoff Anthony Davis, and even though Anthony Davis does get injured a lot, he usually plays well in the playoffs. So, I mean, you can't count LeBron and AD out. I mean, when they're healthy. But I feel like if one of them does get injured, then the Lakers are going to be done.
Oh, yes, I agree. They might be done in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I have them getting past the Grizzlies, and then I have them losing to the Warriors in the second round. And then,
I got a feeling that the Warriors might beat the Lakers.
Who do you guys play if you get past this? I think you guys play the Nuggets or whoever the 8th seed in the West is going to be, but
I hope it's not the Nuggets because you're always used to them.
Nuggets, I think they play either the no, they play the the Timberwolves lost last night, so they have to play so I think that they play the winner of the Pelicans and Thunder, and then whoever wins that game gets the 8th seed. So yeah, but again, it's not going to matter though because the Nuggets, I mean, they're the 1 seed. They're probably going to sweep whoever they get as the 8th seed, or maybe beat them in 5. But that's it then. But
the Nuggets, I don't trust the Nuggets in playoffs.
Yeah, but
they might choke in the playoffs, like they always do.
Yeah, but to be honest, if you guys do somehow get past the Suns, I think you guys have a good chance to upset the Nuggets.
Oh yes, you can.
Yeah, because and Kawhi and you guys get revenge from the bubble, I think, and then but we'll just have to see what happens. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's Westbrook versus KD. I totally forgot about that. They're playing against each other for the first time in the playoffs.
Oh yes.
I for some reason I keep forgetting that Westbrook's on the Clippers. I totally forgot about that.
Yes, and Westbrook is playing good.
Yeah, he has. I mean, I'm shocked.
I thought he might be a bust, but he must. But I was doing.
Well, he's not. Well, obviously he's not a bust, but like he's just like when it comes to the playoffs, he's very overrated and like
he's overrated.
Yeah, and there's a reason like why, he can't get out of the first round without KD. Like the only time he did it was with Harden in the bubble when the Rockets beat the Thunder in 7 games and they lost to the Lakers in 5. So I mean, but maybe I don't know. I mean, it's going to be tough, obviously, but I'll say this: if the Suns didn't have KD, I would take the Clippers all day in the series.
Yes,
but KD is obviously a big difference because I mean he's obviously the Suns' best player, but I mean Let's say if his injury was from like a month ago was permanent, like if he couldn't play the rest of the season, then yeah, I definitely would have taken the Clippers hands down. But now I don't know. I mean, it's going to be tough. But back to the NFL. I don't know. I feel like this NFL season is going to be interesting because you got like obviously you got Brady's not going to be there anymore. You got Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets more than likely, even though the trade hasn't happened yet. What else? It's a lot of stuff. I mean, I don't know. I mean, but I think you guys have a good chance to get back to the Super Bowl, and who knows? Maybe it can be Chiefs and Eagles for a rematch. I hope it is, but
Yeah, I hope.
yeah, uh,
Yeah, I hope it is.
yeah,
Or maybe the 49ers.
yeah, Chiefs 49ers. Yeah, that should be if that does happen. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the thing about the 49ers is that I lost all respect for them after what Robbie Gould said about Jalen Hurts. He basically said that Jalen Hurts isn't a good quarterback. Like I don't know, like he
Oh,
basically no, he said that like if you make the defense get to Jalen Hurts, he's gonna have a long day. It's like the guy lost 2 games all year of last season. And the only game he lost before the Super Bowl was that game against Washington on Monday night. But I mean, Jalen Hurts is obviously a top 3 quarterback. The reason the Eagles lost the Super Bowl is because of their defense. Like Jalen Hurts did everything he could, other than that fumble. I mean, Jalen Hurts played, in my opinion, the best game of his career in that Super Bowl.
well, yes, he played well in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that some fan base don't like Jalen Hurts because he
Oh yeah,
believes that he is overrated and have no skills.
he's nowhere near overrated. The guy had a great season. I mean, he got his team to the Super Bowl. And speaking of overrated, like I'm so sick and tired of all these haters calling out Mahomes and saying he's overrated and blah blah blah. I mean, it's like the guy already has 2 rings, he has 2 MVPs, he has 2 Super Bowl MVPs. I mean, the guy is like let's just say if the guy retired today, right? He would definitely be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh yes,
Mhm.
he might pass Peyton Manning
Yeah,
if if
oh
he
yeah,
wins one more
yeah,
Super Bowl ring.
yeah. I mean, he already has as many rings as Peyton does. So I mean, and to be honest, I know this may sound crazy, but it honestly wouldn't surprise me if he wins more rings than Tom Brady. Like I'm not even kidding. Like
Yeah, if he does win more Super Bowls than Tom Brady, then Patrick Mahomes might be the new GOAT
yeah,
and not Tom Brady
hmm
if he wins
yeah.
more rings than
Because I
him.
definitely think you guys have a good chance to go back to back this season, and then you guys will probably be a new dynasty. And then maybe I could see a new AFC team taking over maybe in the next year or so, and then you guys get back. But I mean, I don't expect Mahomes to win the Super Bowl every year from here on out because obviously there's going to be different teams every year. But
Yes, he cannot
yeah,
win 80,
yeah,
every single games.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like what's his name? Billy Bob. Like I don't understand what this guy's problem is. Like I don't know why he just doesn't give Mahomes credit for anything. Like he always has to blame the refs, and it's like just give him credit, you know?
And he said that Mahomes got 2 undeserving
Yeah,
rings.
exactly. So it's like, dude,
Like what the heck? I don't get. Like, dude,
how
one
how are,
ring.
and it's funny how like he always says, "Oh, the refs are why he wins." Because if you look at the 49ers Chiefs Super Bowl, right? One of the reasons why the 49ers lost that Super Bowl is because like for some reason Kyle Shanahan doesn't know how to run the ball when he has a lead like he did with the Falcons against the Patriots in Super Bowl 51. And Jimmy Garoppolo he couldn't get it done. I mean and then the Eagles Super Bowl this past season Super Bowl it's like their defense just wasn't good enough to stop Mahomes, but that's not an excuse to like discredit Mahomes, you know? I mean, it's like because like without Mahomes, the Chiefs don't win those 2 Super Bowls. Like, and let's say if they had Alex Smith in at quarterback, right? They probably don't win those games because Alex Smith, yeah, he was good, but like
Yeah,
he's
he
he's
was
not
good.
Yeah, but he's not as good as Mahomes. You know, that's
Yeah,
the
he's
thing.
not better than Mahomes.
You guys only won one playoff game, which was against the Texans with Brian Hoyer. So I mean, it's like
One playoff game one.
yeah, it's and I'm also sick and tired of all these people saying that Mahomes' is weapon. I mean, yeah, Mahomes gets carried by his weapons. Well, that's not true because look, if you look at last year, Mahomes didn't have a single 1,000-yard receiver, and his best receiver was Juju, and he only had 3 touchdowns. He didn't even have 1,000 yards. And then Travis Kelce, when he was with Alex Smith, yeah, Travis Kelce was good with Alex Smith, but like when Mahomes came, Kelce was putting up better numbers, you know. And same thing with Tyreek Hill. You know, Tyreek Hill, like with Alex Smith, he was like more of a punt returner than a wide receiver. But when Mahomes came along, Hill got into the groove and was more productive. So, I mean, like the Chiefs wouldn't be where they are now without Mahomes. Like, because I feel like if the Chiefs still had Alex Smith, they wouldn't have any. They would still have one Super Bowl.
Oh yes, agree.
Yeah, it's like Billy Bob and you know that other Patriots fan Tyson, right? Like
Yes, massive work.
yeah, you know, he hates Mahomes.
I know he called Mahomes Mahomo.
Yeah,
He's bad, Mahomes.
yeah,
He's like garbage.
yeah,
I
and
don't like that guy, but I don't like when he talks Mahomes.
yeah, and also they kept saying that Mahomes was going to be washed and exposed without Tyreek, and like look what he did. He won the Super Bowl without Tyreek. I mean, it's like, and then Tyreek, yeah, even though Tyreek had a pretty good season with the Dolphins, like he didn't even win a playoff game. So it's like who really carried who? It was Mahomes that carried Tyreek, not the other way around.
Yeah, Mahomes created the team.
Yeah, it's just sickening how first you got Billy Bob saying that Mahomes' rings were quote unquote undeserving. I mean, it's like just give the guy credit. But I think I know why he does it. It's because you know people did the same thing to Brady all those years, but it's like it's karma for him, you know, because this is what he's going to get. He's going to have to deal with Mahomes for a very long time. And it's like, and then he had the nerve to say that Mahomes is. You remember that video he made a couple years ago when Mahomes beat the Chargers in overtime on that Thursday night game? He made a video after that. He said something like, what was it? He said something like, "Oh, Mahomes
get lucky.
Mahomes gets lucky, and he's never going to be an all-time great quarterback." I mean, he already is an all-time great quarterback.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that game.
And to be honest, I think that there's a good argument you could put Mahomes over Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yes, agree.
Because Mahomes has been to 3 times as many Super Bowls as Aaron Rodgers has, and Aaron Rodgers hasn't been to a Super Bowl since 2011 when he beat the Steelers. So, and Aaron Rodgers hasn't been back to the Super Bowl since. And
so Mahomes better than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's a good
wings, and
like there's and even though it's like most like just because you have more rings, like it doesn't always mean you're the better quarterback. Like for example, like nobody in their right mind would say that that Matthew Stafford is a better quarterback than Dan Marino, because even though Dan Marino never won a ring, Matt Stafford has a ring. But anyone with a brain knows that Dan Marino is obviously the better quarterback. You know?
Yeah, Dan Marino is better than Matt Stafford.
Yeah, like Matt Stafford's good, but like, come on, he's not better than Dan Marino.
Yeah, he got more touchdowns.
Yeah.
Than Matt Stafford.
Although I will say one quarterback, I do think that like Nick Foles, like, and I'm not just saying this because he won us a Super Bowl. I do think that Nick Foles like is a better quarterback than Carson Wentz, because look, at least Nick Foles has won playoff games. Carson Wentz can't even win a playoff game to save his life, and Carson Wentz always, like, ever since he got injured against the Rams in 2017, like he's been horrible ever since. Like at least Nick Foles, like, and people also forget that Nick Foles in 2013 had 27 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions.
Oh yes, I remember that.
Yeah. So I do think that Nick Foles is better than Carson Wentz, because like Carson Wentz like had one good year. Like he's fallen down ever since. Like I don't think he's going to be in the league much longer.
Oh yes, Nick Foles is better than Carson Wentz. because he has so many good seasons than
Yeah.
Cousins.
I mean, Nick Foles at least had some productive seasons in his career. Like Carson Wentz, I mean, he never had a really good full season in his career. I know people want to bring up 2019 when he made the playoffs, but the only reason the only reason we made the playoffs that year was because the NFC East was horrible. It was a horrible division, and then but then the Dolphins, we also beat the Patriots that same day with Ryan Fitzpatrick when he threw that touchdown to Mike Gesicki. That basically ended the Patriots dynasty because they lost to the Titans in the next round. So and then
Yes.
I love both those games because you could you do not understand the hate and animosity that I had for the Patriots when Brady was there. Like I couldn't stand that team.
Yeah, me too. I used to hate them back in the days.
Yeah, but since Brady's not there anymore, I don't really hate them. But
I do too.
don't get me wrong. I still dislike them because they're in our division, but I don't hate them. Because look, to this day, I still don't understand why the Seahawks didn't give the ball to Marshawn Lynch on the 1-yard line, and how did the Falcons blow a 25-point lead?
If the Seahawks just run the ball more, then they might
Yeah,
win the game.
yeah, exactly.
Championships.
Yeah, exactly. And they would have been back-to-back champions. And then
And the same thing as the Falcons still. If they
Yeah.
don't blow a 28-3,
yeah, I don't get why.
the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't get why they ran the ball after Julio Jones made that catch with the Falcons in field goal range. It's like, why are you throwing the ball?
Yeah, I'm so sad when they lost.
Yeah, but thank God the Eagles beat them the next year because
Yes.
if it wasn't for Nick Foles and that Eagles team, the Patriots would have won 3 Super Bowls in a row because the Patriots beat the Rams the year after.
Then the Patriots will get 6 Super Bowls in 2018 in playoffs, and in 2019 they might get 7 rings, Super Bowl trophies.
Yeah. But as far as the Patriots go, I don't like how Billy Bob's already discrediting Mac Jones. I don't think Mac Jones is good, but then again, I don't think he's bad because everyone wants to blame Mac Jones, but it's what do you expect him to do when you have Matt Patricia as your offensive coordinator, and you had a horrible receivers around you, so you can't really blame Mac Jones for that,
Don't blame Mac Jones.
Yeah, you can't really,
blame the coaches,
yeah, and it's Bill Belichick's horrible drafting he's made over the years. I don't get how this guy drafted N'Keal Harry over guys like AJ Brown, Deebo Samuel, who else? Who else was it? AJ Brown, Deebo, and DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill Belichick is a great coach for the Patriots, but he is bad at something over the years.
Yeah, I don't like how Billy Bob's. You remember that one video where Billy Bob was like, "I'm not a Patriots fan anymore until they get rid of Mac Jones." It's that just goes to show you that I don't think Billy Bob's a real Patriots fan because there's no way a true fan would say something like that.
I don't say that to my team.
Exactly. So you wouldn't be saying when the Chiefs had Alex Smith, you weren't saying I'm not going to be a Chiefs fan until they get rid of Alex Smith. You don't say stuff like that,
No.
Yeah, exactly. So
it might happen. Alex Smith won a playoff game in 2015 against the Texans, and I was so happy when they won the playoff game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And another thing, because I just can't claim Billy Bob as a real Patriots fan. If he says something like that, you can't you can't quit on your team just because of the quarterback. Oh, also, did you see on his community tab that one post? He was like, "Oh, if the Patriots get Aaron Rodgers, I'll no longer be a fan until they get rid of him." It's like
yes, it's he's not now fan. He's a fake fan.
He is. You know what he does? He only credits Brady. He doesn't like any other quarterback. That's the thing with him.
Oh my God!
Did you see that? He also called Joe Burrow overrated. How is Burrow overrated? He made a Super Bowl with the worst offensive line.
Oh my goodness! This guy hates every single cornerback today, except for Brady.
Yeah, and he also said that Aaron Rodgers. He said that Aaron Rodgers is a slightly better Kirk Cousins. Like what? First of all, Kirk Cousins doesn't even have a ring, and second, Kirk Cousins doesn't even have 4 MVPs.
So that means Aaron Rodgers is better than Kirk Cousins because
Yeah,
at least he got a ring.
yeah,
Unlike
yeah.
Kirk Cousins.
And listen, like if Aaron Rodgers never had a ring, or let's say if he only had like 1 MVP, like he'd still be better than Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins has only won one playoff game. That was the one against the Saints a few years ago.
Oh yes, I remember that game.
Yeah, no, but my top. I don't like how Billy Bob said that one video he made about Drew Brees. He said that Drew Brees like isn't a top 5 or he said something like Drew Brees isn't a top 20 quarterback of all time. To be honest, I think Drew Brees is a top 5 quarterback of all time.
Yes, agree.
Yeah,
Top
even though he only won one ring. I mean, come on, look at all the records he broke. Like he broke like every quarterback record until Peyton and Brady broke them. So that was Peyton, but until Brady broke them. But if you want my top 5 quarterbacks of all time right now, number 5, I'd say Brett Favre. Number 4, I'd say Drew Brees. 3, Peyton. 2, Joe Montana, and 1, Brady. And I say Brett Favre because, yeah, even though Brett Favre threw the most interceptions, he won 3 MVPs in a row.
Oh,
And
yes.
he's the only quarterback to ever do that.
Agree. If you Beth Barnes
Yeah.
is much better
Mhm.
than Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, well, Kirk Cousins, I mean, he's
That's
not
why
even.
I put Beth Barnes in my top 10 or top 5 quarterback list of all time
Mhm.
because he's so good for
Mhm.
Packers.
And,
I like
and
him.
yeah, and I think I know a lot of people say that it's Aaron Rodgers, but in my opinion, I think Brett Favre is the best Packers quarterback of all time.
He's better than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I agree there. Yeah, I don't like. I feel like if Aaron Rodgers gets a couple more rings, then I'd put him over Brett Favre. So
But firstly, Beth
Yeah.
Barnes is much better than Aaron Rodgers.
yeah, and who else? And right now, would you say? Do you think that it's still Len Dawson, or would you say that Mahomes has surpassed him as the best quarterback in Chiefs history?
I mean, Ned Dawson is good cornerback.
Yeah,
It's just that he got only one name, one
yeah,
Super
true.
Bowl
And
ring.
I feel like he really hasn't been as good as Mahomes. So like you can make the
Well, I
argument
guess
that
Mahomes better than
yeah, so
Ned
you
Dawson.
can so you can make the argument that Mahomes is the best quarterback that the Chiefs have ever had.
Yes, then Ned Dawson, which I like. Oh,
I
by the way,
mean,
I
yeah.
picked Ned Dawson. By the way, I didn't like him.
Wait, say that. Wait, say who don't you like?
I like Ned Dawson. He's my favorite quarterback of the Chiefs.
Hmm.
It's because he helped us win Super Bowl 4.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Who else?
And
Yeah.
since,
I mean,
since I'm a diehard fan,
yeah,
since 2004, I've been knowing the Chiefs back then.
yeah. And also, I feel like why Billy Bob like gets on Mahomes a lot is because I think he's just jealous of Mahomes and how he's been so successful. You know, like I
Yeah,
think that's one of the reasons why Billy Bob makes all these videos about him. It's like not necessary. I mean, you saw his community tab. He was like, "Oh, the Eagles are losers. I'm not giving Mahomes any credit. Like, talk to me when he wins." And I hate that he says, "Talk to me when he wins 7 rings," like Brady. And it's like, dude,
but
he is just so jealous, you know. And did you see the? Did you ever see the video he made when you guys beat the 49ers in Super Bowl 54? Did you?
oh yes,
Yeah, you watched that video when he was like,
I watched that before.
yeah, you saw that. Yeah, that was also a horrible one. Where he was like, he was like, Mahomes, I'm not impressed. You're a mediocre game manager. If you had Brady's weapons, you'd be a mediocre quarterback at best. But I mean, Mahomes literally won the Super Bowl with, the worst receiving core he's ever had.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
agree.
It's
Not even
like,
though Patrick Mahomes played bad in Super Bowl 54, throwing for 2 interceptions.
yeah,
He didn't have 2 touchdowns.
yeah. And even though a lot of people say that, Damian Williams should have been MVP. I mean, I still think it could have also went to Mahomes because like he also he also engineered the comeback. On the 3rd and 15, the Wasp play to Tyreek Hill. So like he definitely also should have gotten it, not just Damian Williams.
Oh yes, I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, what
Damn
else?
it, damn it.
Yeah,
He's a good player.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. It just sucks. It just kind of sucks that Mahomes like was never able to beat Brady when it mattered. But like then again, he still beat Brady 3 times, even though it wasn't the regular season. But I mean,
Yes,
in two of those times, he won the Super Bowl.
yes, but Tom Brady owns Patrick Mahomes in playoffs.
Yeah, but overall he doesn't own him just in the playoffs. There were 3-3 against each other, but
Oh yes, I agree.
But speaking of Brady, like, do you? I think he should have stayed retired after the 2021 season when he
Yeah,
lost to the Rams.
yeah, he's started tired, but unfortunately, he wants to keep playing.
Yeah, like that's why Giselle got so upset with him. It's like I don't blame her for that. It's like you won 7 rings. You're the most accomplished quarterback ever. Like, why do you need to keep playing?
I think he wants to win at least one more to get 8.
Yeah. Well, I don't blame him for that. But then again,
But no, you don't have to keep playing.
yeah, I don't blame him for that. But like, if you think about it, it's like you got to hang it up at some point. You can't play forever.
Yes,
And then what else? But to be honest, I thought he should have retired after he beat you guys in the Super Bowl a couple years ago. That's when I thought he should have retired. It's like go out a champion.
but unfortunately, he keep playing.
Yeah, but and I don't like how these people are like they made excuses when he lost the Rams in the playoffs. They were like, oh, he didn't have Antonio Brown, he didn't have Mike Evans. I mean, the Rams were missing some of their key players, and they still won. It's like when the Bucs almost came back and won that game.
Yeah, he looked washed. Tom Brady looked washed in the Rams game.
Yeah, I still can't believe the Bucs defense. I still can't believe the Bucs defense left Cooper Kupp wide open on that last drive. Like I don't know how you let that happen.
Oh yes,
And
I
then
picked the Rams to win the game.
yeah, I picked the Bucs, but I'm kind of glad I was wrong because like I wanted to see Matt Stafford get a ring.
Oh yes,
And then your game against the Bills. I mean, in my opinion, that's the greatest playoff game I've ever seen. The
that game is so
13
great.
seconds. I mean, it's
30 seconds game is my favorite.
mm-hmm.
But I guess the Bengals next series, oh man, you blew a 21-3 lead.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking because I would have loved to see Mahomes go up against Aaron Donald in the Super Bowl.
Oh yes,
Even though I do think, even though in my opinion, I do think the Rams would have won either way, because it was in their stadium, and they were just bound to win the Super Bowl that year. So even if the Chiefs did beat the Bengals, I honestly don't think it would have mattered.
yes. Even if you lose against the Rams, I should be happy for my Chiefs to be in the Super Bowl
Mm-hmm.
against the Rams because that's the matchup that I need.
Yeah, everyone wanted to see the rematch with the Monday night game back in 2018 when the Rams had Jared Goff when you guys lost them 54-51.
That game has been so great for years. I mean, like,
Yeah, that's gonna be remembered as one of the greatest NFL games ever.
oh yes.
What else? And you know what's crazy? Both the years that Mahomes won the Super Bowl, he started in the same state that he ended, because remember in 2019 you guys started the season in Jacksonville, Florida, and you guys won the Super Bowl in Miami. And then last season you guys started the Super Bowl not the Super Bowl. You guys started the season in Arizona, and you guys ended the season in Arizona.
Oh yes. So that means
what else? And you know what's crazy is that both the years that Lamar Jackson played against Brady, Mahomes won the Super Bowl, because in 2019, Lamar played against Brady on that Sunday night game when the Patriots were undefeated and the Ravens beat them to end their undefeated streak. Mahomes won the Super Bowl that year, and then they played against each other last year on that Thursday night game, and Mahomes won the Super Bowl last year. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's not crazy. They win Super Bowls.
What do you think about Odell going to the Ravens? I was kind of shocked about that. I didn't see him going there.
I was so shocked too. They OBJ go to the Ravens. I think that's a good move.
Yeah,
because
but as
But
far as what Lamar goes, Lamar has no excuses now. I mean, he needs to win another playoff game. He can't. Like Lamar is good. Don't get me wrong, but like
he always talks in playoffs.
exactly the playoff game against the Titans. That was no excuse. You know why? Because everyone wanted to see Lamar against Mahomes in the AFC Championship.
But unfortunately, they lose to Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I mean it's.
Hell.
I mean, yeah, and Ryan Tannehill, he didn't even have 100 yards in that game. That was all Derrick Henry.
Yeah, Derrick Henry was cooking those
Yeah, I
things.
don't like how people say that Derrick Henry's washed. He's not washed. He still had over 1,000 yards last season. He's nowhere near washed.
Yeah, and yeah, he's so no.
He's still good. I mean, it's like who they said that Cooper Kupp's not the same receiver. It's like he is. He just got injured, and like, why do you think he was Super Bowl MVP two seasons ago? And Cooper Kupp had the greatest. Well, two things actually. One, I will say this. My opinion, last season, Mahomes had the best season by a quarterback I've ever seen in the NFL ever.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know a lot of people want to talk about Brady in 2007 and Peyton in 2013. Yeah, both those quarterbacks made the Super Bowl, but they lost both of them. Mahomes won his, you know?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Agree.
I think so. That's why I think Mahomes had the greatest season by NFL quarterback ever. And then the second thing is what was I going to bring up? Cooper Kupp had the greatest season by a wide receiver I've ever seen. I mean, the guy was just torching defenses 2 seasons ago.
Oh yes.
And I want to know what's crazy. Before the season even started, right when the Rams traded for Stafford, I called them winning the Super Bowl. I called it, and just like let's say like even if it let's say if it wasn't at SoFi Stadium, I still think they would have won the Super Bowl.
Oh yes, they shall win it.
Well, if the 49ers beat the Rams, who do, in the NFC Championship 2 years ago, who do you think would have won between them and the Bengals?
I
think the Bengals would have
the
beaten
Bengals. The Bengals won't win.
Yeah, I agree. I like to see Joe Burrow get a ring one day. I mean, he definitely deserves one. I mean, he was so close 2 years ago.
Besides, the 49ers on the Bengals in the Super Bowl too.
Yeah, but I don't think
They have so much time now.
Yeah, but I don't think the Bengals were going to let the 49ers beat them 3 times in a row, you know?
Yeah, the Bengals might win Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I mean, the Bills, I mean, well, I'm a Dolphins fan, so I hope they don't win a Super Bowl, but if they do, to be honest, the only Bill player I'll really be happy for is DeMar Hamlin. Like, that's it.
DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah.
I know him because you hate the Bills and he's the best in.
Well, it's not. Well, I can't really hate the Bills because they haven't won any Super Bowls. But like at the same time, I dislike them because they're in our division. But so I don't really hate them, you know.
Yes.
And I like Josh Allen. I don't hate Josh Allen at all. He's in my opinion easily a top 5 quarterback. I mean, the guy, it's hard to tackle that guy. I mean, he's mobile. He can do everything. You know, I wouldn't say he's like Mahomes, but like at the same time, he is elusive in the pocket and can get out of pressure and make big plays.
Oh yes, I agree.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like Mahomes and Burrow. I feel like that's going to be the next Brady and Peyton of the AFC, or Mahomes against Josh Allen. Either one. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're going to win the AFC West again.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Because the Raiders, they still suck. At the Broncos, they'll be better with Sean Payton, but I don't know about them making the playoffs. And the Chargers, I mean, yeah, they'll be good, but I mean, I don't think they're going
to damage talk a big game.
I still can't believe they blew that 27-0 lead to the Jaguars when Trevor Lawrence threw 4 interceptions and they still lost.
Hey, that's good. I'm not to duels because
yeah.
If you play against the Tulsa Path, then there might be us.
Yeah.
Be us in class.
Maybe. I don't know though, because I don't know.
Still on your own the Chargers.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think Mahomes he's only lost what 2 games to the Chargers his whole career, I think.
2 games.
Yeah.
Oh,
I still can't believe that one throw he made against the Broncos when he like just kind of like shoveled it to McKinnon. That one play.
yes.
That was nuts.
Yeah, you own the Buckles. You have Mahomes.
Yeah, and the Raiders. I mean,
Richie and Shell.
dude, he's what 21-3 against the AFC West, like road and home games. I mean, that's
Yes.
just unbelievable. I mean,
Crazy.
he, in my opinion, he's already a top. He's already, in my opinion, a top 30 quarterback of all time, like right now.
Oh, yes.
I mean, the guy is just unbelievable, and it's a shame that people like Billy Bob don't give him credit. I mean, when he should. I mean, but I mean, I don't know. It's just sad. But, like some people are like that. I mean, because I don't know, because their favorite quarterback isn't in the league anymore, or if he's not like Brady last year, like he wasn't like horrible, but like at the same time he wasn't great. Because I feel like the reason why the Bucks made the playoffs last year is because of the NFC South. It was a horrible division, and his
Oh, yeah.
defense, Brady's defense, carried him for most of the season. It's like, yeah. What else? What other games happened last season? I'm trying to remember. Oh, did you see what Carson Palmer said the other day about Burrow and Mahomes? He basically said that Mahomes isn't the best quarterback and that Burrow's more consistent. Like I don't get that.
But, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Like every season, Mahomes has either finished the season in the AFC Championship or Super Bowl ever since he's been the starter. He hasn't finished anything less than the AFC Championship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mahomes only used 2 AFC Championship game, and that's it. Not the best announced.
Yeah.
Not the best now. And then Super Bowl only used
Yeah.
football
Like,
and AFC Championship
yeah.
game.
And then you got these stupid people who say that Burrow is better than Mahomes because he was 3-0 against Mahomes. Well, I mean, it's like just because you beat somebody or just because you're undefeated against somebody head to head, that doesn't mean you're better than them, you know?
Yes.
Like that's like me saying that Nick Foles is better than Tom Brady because Nick Foles went 2-0 against Brady, but everyone knows that Brady's obviously the better quarterback.
Now he's a better quarterback than Nick Foles.
Yeah,
because
obviously.
more
I mean,
rings.
it's just that Nick Foles like got hot enough to beat him in that Super Bowl, which I'm thankful for to this day because like, yeah, I'm still pissed. Well, not pissed, but like I'm still disappointed that we lost the Super Bowl to you guys. But then again, I'm not like I wasn't that upset because we won Super Bowl 52, you know. So like I can't. I'm not that upset, but if we did lose that Super Bowl to the Patriots, like you would have seen another side of me. Like I would have been so pissed off. But like,
But
to
thank
be honest,
God you win.
yeah,
You win
but
Super Bowl.
yeah, and like, look, and even if you have one ring, like it's fine. Like you're still, I mean, we're not ringless, so it's like, but what was I going to say? And to be honest, the Super Bowl was a win-win for me. Like I was going to win either way because, like, yeah, I'm obviously upset that the Eagles lost, but at the same time, I was happy for Mahomes, you know. So and like say like if we won that Super Bowl, right? Of course, I was going to be happy for the Eagles winning, but at the same time, I would have felt bad for Mahomes because he would have been 1-2 in Super Bowls.
Yes, and this might be some Chiefs might be so sad if we only got one ring. If Mahomes.
Yeah, and they would have been like, oh, he's going to be another Aaron Rodgers, you know, and only win one ring, or Drew Brees. But I mean, but when the Eagles were up 24-14 at halftime, I was like, I had a funny feeling that the Chiefs were going to come back, and because like for some reason the Philly teams they can't win, you know, they always blow leads. But the only Philly team I root for is the Eagles. I'm not a Sixers fan. I'm not a Phillies fan, and I'm not a Flyers fan. I only like the Eagles. But all my other teams I root for are the Miami teams.
Oh, nice. Miami teams. I went to Miami before this year and been and so good.
Who would you say are your top 5 NBA players all the time? I'll go first. Mine would be I'd go who was Magic Johnson, let me start over. I go Magic, Kareem, Bill Russell, LeBron and MJ.
Well, my top 5 pairs of NBA players of all time might be number 5, LeBron James. Number 4, Shaquille O'Neal, also known as Shaq. Number 3,
No, sorry, yeah, you're right. I meant to say Shaq more than I messed up. I
number
don't know. Yeah.
3, number 3, Kobe Bryant.
Hmm.
Number 2, Michael Jordan. And number 1, Bill Russell. He got more rings than Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
He got more rings than Michael Jordan.
Yeah, true. But I think the reason why people put MJ over Bill Russell is because that MJ played in a different era, you know, because when Bill Russell won those 11 rings, like there were hardly any teams in the league, you know.
Yeah, there are some
But, like,
teams.
But I still think, yeah, but I still think Bill Russell's top five because of the 11 rings. Like we're never going to see that in the NBA ever again, you know.
Me too.
Yeah, there's no players ever going to win 11 rings.
That was so hard to get. Never rings.
Let's see. How much longer do you think the Warriors dynasty is going to last for? Honestly, this could be their last year. I mean, I don't know. That's what I feel like. I mean, because they're good. Don't get me wrong, but they're not like the same team that they were from 2015 to 2019. You know?
Yes, agree.
Yeah.
2015 when they won 70 games and only lost 9 games, which is the best record of the Golden State Warriors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then unfortunately
they lost.
They blew a 3-1 lead to the Cavs in the finals,
and they got the Cavs the first championship of the NBA.
Yeah, and then but then I don't like how people say that they needed Kevin Durant. It's the other way around. Kevin Durant needed the Warriors because the Warriors just won the championship last year without him.
Yes. Imagine if we have Kevin Durant to join if the Knob City Clippers, if CP3, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, and all these players, you would have been a good team.
Because I feel like if the Clippers didn't blow that 3-1 lead to the Rockets in 2015, I think they would have stood a better chance against the Warriors than the Rockets.
Yes, they could have.
Yeah, they could have beat the Warriors.
They could have make finals.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree 100%. It could have been. I would have loved to see Clippers and Cavs in the finals that year. That would have been interesting.
And the Clippers might win one.
Yeah, I would have probably picked the Clippers. But I don't know. It's just that. I mean, hey, at least the Clippers, like at least you guys have at least made it to the conference finals finally. You know, 2 years ago.
God, I'm so happy for my team making the conference finals.
I know it's
now,
like before that I was like, are they ever going to make the conference finals? But then they finally did it. You know.
Now they might have they need to make to NBA finals.
Yeah, they got to make it to the finals, even though it's going to be tough because you got some pretty good teams in the West. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but I don't think it'll be this year. But maybe I'd say, and maybe next year or so, I'd say because like I don't think the Nuggets are good, but like I think they're going to choke. The Warriors, their dynasty could be over soon. The Suns, they're probably going to choke. The Grizzlies, I don't think they're really that good. The Kings, they're good, but like they're not gonna. I don't see them getting out. I don't see them beating the Warriors in the first round.
So the next year might be their chance to make to NBA finals.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't choke again in the playoffs, and that's the main question.
Mm-hmm.
Because I hate when my team always choking in playoffs.
Yeah. But hey, at least you guys don't have Doc Rivers anymore, you know.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Because if you have Doc Rivers,
yeah, you guys wouldn't have.
Then you might.
Yeah, like you guys wouldn't have beaten the Jazz 2 years ago if you had Doc Rivers still.
Thank God for that.
I know. And I feel bad for Joel Embiid, you know, because he's such a great player. It's like I really like to see him win a championship one day, but his coach is holding him back.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna win MVP though this season. Like I feel like he should have won MVP last year.
But unfortunately, that Adam Silver wants to change up
mm-hmm.
the players to get the MVP player.
Yeah.
for someone else, MB should get the MVP.
Hmm. I feel like what else was I gonna say?
Hmm.
What was I gonna say? Who do you think the Chiefs are gonna draft? If I was you guys, I'd probably go on the defense because yeah, your defense is good, but like it
Defense,
is a little bit up and down. You know, your
yeah, the defense.
the secondary is not really that good, but
I might prove the defense if
yeah,
I
definitely
am
improve the defense.
get
What else?
get a wide receiver, a better receiver.
Who you think you think the Panthers are gonna go with? You think they're gonna go with C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young?
Um,
It's tough. I mean, a lot of people are
well,
saying
they
Bryce
don't
Young, but like,
to say strong.
yeah, I agree because Bryce Young, he's what 5'9" or 5'10".
I think that test says my
Yeah.
Vice 9.
I wonder where Stetson Bennett's gonna go. You know, the Georgia quarterback.
Oh yes.
Yeah, probably. I think he'll get drafted, but it's probably not gonna. It's probably gonna be in a later round. But I think the Texans will get Bryce Young, and then Eagles. I mean, we definitely got to upgrade our defense. We lost some good defensive players, and then the Dolphins. We also got to get some offensive linemen definitely for Tua.
Yeah,
But I think this draft should be pretty good.
that's probably for the
Who
side.
else? Where do you think? Where do you think Anthony Richardson is going to go?
18 years percent.
A lot of people are saying the Colts, but like the Colts should not get him. I don't think he's. Can you imagine if he goes to the? Can you imagine if he goes to the Raiders? They'd be so stupid to get him.
That'd be so stupid.
Like Anthony Richardson, like I think he's a really good athlete, but like he's not really a good thrower, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw happy for this Tuesday because it's gonna be my birthday, and I gotta be turned 19 years old.
Nice, man. Wait. When's your birthday? This next Tuesday?
This Tuesday on the 18th.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my birthday's not until September 3rd, so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's like right around when football season starts.
Nice.
Yeah, I forgot. Wait, I forgot. What's your who do you like for college again?
Well, for college, I like Kentucky Wildcats.
Oh, okay.
I like the Wildcats. Kentucky Wildcats.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it is recently, but we can't seem to beat you guys in football. You know, like
Oh,
what it is. Like the one game last year when Anthony Richardson threw that pick six, I think it was, and then the year before you guys had that blocked field goal for a touchdown.
oh yes.
Yeah, but I don't know.
For
I
college.
just really hope that Georgia doesn't three-peat. You know, I mean, I don't want to see Georgia win it all again.
Yes.
Ohio State should have beaten them. You know, I don't know how Ohio State lost that game.
I don't know. Too.
I don't get how their kicker missed the field goal that bad.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm still shocked that that Michigan lost to TCU. That's still shocking to me.
Mhm.
Yeah, like everyone was expecting a Michigan Ohio State national championship, and both of those teams lost. But then again, I knew that Georgia was gonna blow out TCU because like TCU was good, but like let's be real, like they weren't expected to compete well against Georgia.
Yeah, it's so sad. It's a bad. It's a bad.
That was obviously the worst national championship I've ever seen.
Agree.
Like I wanted to turn it off at halftime, but like I wanted to keep watching to see how many more points Georgia could got, and then I mean there's just. But thank God the playoffs are expanding to 12 teams. Thank God.
Oh yes, agree.
It just sucks. It just sucks that we have to deal with it with the 4 teams for one more season. You know. Like, I wish they could just start it this season, but it sucks. It is what it is. But.
Yes.
But 12 because like there's only been 3 good semifinals. You got the Alabama and Ohio State Sugar Bowl in 2015. Then you had the Rose Bowl between Georgia and Oklahoma, the one with Baker Mayfield, and then you had the Clemson Ohio State Fiesta Bowl with Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields. And then you also had the what am I talking about? The 5 actually, because you had I'm talking about before this last season, but yes, if you include last season, that's 5 because obviously both of the semifinal games were really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought Michigan was going to beat TCU, but then again, it's Jim Harbaugh. You know, he's a choker. Like he can't win big games, but that's why I kind of had a feeling that Michigan could lose. But I don't think TCU is going to get that lucky and go back to the championship. I don't see it. I mean, especially now that they lost to Max Duggan. There's no way they're going to make it back. I don't think.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. What else?
Hmm.
What else?
Hmm.
Who do you think was the biggest surprise last year? So for the last NFL season, I'd probably say it was the Seahawks and Geno Smith because like nobody expected them to be good like after that Russell Wilson trade. You
The
know?
Seahawks,
Yeah. Like
they make the playoffs.
yeah, definitely. And then the Broncos, like they were horrible last season. I mean,
The
but I
Broncos
didn't expect
been
the Broncos.
humble.
Yeah.
It's been terrible this season.
Yeah, no, I didn't expect. I'm sure nobody expected Geno Smith to have the season he had. I mean, in my opinion, he's barely a top 10 quarterback. But I'd put Geno Smith in the top 10. I mean, he won comeback player of the year, you know, and he led the league in completion percentage.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I think he's top 10. I mean, but I don't know, man, because I feel like if he does bad next season, then it'll just show that the last season was a fluke. But I like to see Geno do good. I mean, maybe he can. And I mean, to be honest, in the playoff game against the 49ers, like I was shocked that the Seahawks were even winning that game at halftime. That was shocking to me. Like I thought the Seahawks were going to get blown out like for the whole game, but I mean they kept it close for a little bit, but then the 49ers just pulled away.
Yes. 49ers beat the Seahawks and blow out.
I don't know what's going to happen with Brock Purdy though, that injury. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be healthy and ready to go for week 1, but the 49ers quarterback situation it's kind of a mess because I don't think Trey Lance is that good either.
Yeah, Trey Lance is a bust.
Yeah, he's that easily a bust, but who else do they have? Or no, I think those are the only 2 quarterbacks that Niners have, just Lance and Purdy, because obviously Jimmy Garoppolo. The Raiders are so dumb for getting Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, they're so dumb for getting CMC.
Yeah, even though I do think Jimmy G is better than Derek Carr, but that's not really saying much, you know.
Derek Carr is so bad.
Derek Carr's so overrated. Like, dude, like how? I don't understand how the Saints paid him. What was it, $160 million, something like that? Like, why would you pay that much money to a quarterback who's never even won one playoff game? You know,
he's so overrated, and that's why he's not even my top 10 quarterback. Yes, because he's so overrated.
I mean, yeah, I don't think like I don't think Derek Carr's a bad quarterback, but like he's average. You know, he's not great, but then he's not bad. You know.
Yeah, he's average, but he's not better than Mahomes.
Oh no, not even close. And then again, it's like the guy also gave the Bengals their first playoff win in 31 years. I mean,
in 1990,
it's like I don't get why these Raiders fans make so many excuses for him. It's like he had Devontae Adams. He had a pretty solid defensive line. I mean, he had Hunter Renfrow. He had Josh Jacobs, who in my opinion is the best running back in the league. But it's like there's no excuses for Derek Carr. I mean, he had a lot of talent around him. I don't want to hear I get that Josh McDaniels is a bad coach, but at the end of the day, the Raiders had a pretty I wouldn't say a talented team, but like they had a pretty solid team that would have been good enough to make the playoffs last season.
Agree.
Yeah. It's like, and they also gave Jeff Saturday his only win. Remember that?
Yes, Jeff Saturday.
Dude, I still can't believe that. Like, how do you?
Oh,
And then they allowed the Vikings to have the largest comeback in NFL history.
that comeback is so
Yeah,
crazy.
it's a shame that Matt Ryan now has he was part of the biggest blown Super Bowl lead, and now he was part of the biggest blown NFL lead. But I think Matt Ryan needs to retire. Just
Yeah.
give it up already, man. Like he hasn't been the same since that Super Bowl loss.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's so lost.
Yeah, he is washed, and he is washed. And then who else?
Hmm.
There's so many bad coaches, but if you were to ask me who the worst coach in the league is, I think it's Todd Bowles easily.
Oh man, yes.
Like, dude, he is so bad. Like that, dude. That one play against the Bengals when the Bucs were up 17-3. It's like why would you do a fake punt from your own side of the field? It's like that's so dumb. And then like what else did this guy do? Oh yeah, he threw it like 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage on like a 3rd and 1 play against the Cardinals. It's like, and the only reason it's like he's lucky that he had Brady. Like if the Bucs didn't have Brady that like last season, they would have won like 2 or 3 games at best.
Oh yes, they have won more games.
But the Bucs are going to be so bad now. They have Baker Mayfield.
Yeah,
they're gonna. I don't get that. Like, I don't get that. Like, I really want them to start Kyle Trask because Kyle Trask was on the bench for 2 seasons. Like, so you got to get him some experience,
Yeah, the
I really
Bucks
like Kyle Trask.
might be returning to the same old Bucks.
Yeah, they're gonna be. Yep, they're gonna be the same. They're gonna go back to they're gonna go back to the Josh Freeman days.
Many been trash.
They're horrible. I mean, in the past decade, Mike Evans has been the best player. Well, second best player in their franchise behind Tom Brady, obviously. But if it wasn't for Brady, then I'd put Mike Evans as their best player in franchise history as of recently.
Yeah, they might go back to being trash again.
Dude, I'll bet you that Baker Mayfield, he's going to get benched like early in the season. Then they're going to put Kyle Trask in.
Oh my
like Baker Mayfield is just so bad.
Yeah, I don't like Baker Mayfield.
No, I'll say this. When Billy Bob made that video about Baker Mayfield, I'll say that's like the only thing that I'll agree with Billy Bob on. That's it.
Oh yes, Baker Mayfield is overrated.
Oh yeah, you remember that video he made on Christmas a couple years ago where he did top 5 most overrated quarterbacks everywhere? He put Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers as 1 and 2.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean it's like. And then he also said that John Elway was overrated. John Elway was not overrated. I mean, he was. No, he was John Elway. John Elway is easily a top 10 quarterback of all time.
Yeah, me too. He's
and he's the best quarterback in Broncos history.
Yeah, he went to Super Bowls after them.
Yeah, and
he been to many Super Bowl appearances too.
Yeah, and the only 2 quarterbacks I agree with Billy Bob on are Cam Newton and Joe Namath. Joe Namath, yeah, even though Joe Namath did win a Super Bowl, Joe Namath was really overrated. He had more interceptions than touchdowns, and he didn't really have a good pass rating. He just had a good defense. I mean, and then Cam Newton. Don't even get me started on Cam Newton. Cam Newton is 100% overrated.
Yeah, he passed his prime since Super Bowl loss.
Exactly. Like ever since Von Miller exposed him in that Super Bowl, he hasn't been the same.
Yeah, Cam Newton is overrated. It's not so negative.
Oh yeah, and that one video that Billy Bob complained about when the Patriots signed Cam, like I don't blame him for doing that video because it's like why would you sign a quarterback who's been washed and he hasn't been the same in like who hadn't done anything in like 5 seasons?
Cam Newton is so overrated.
Yeah, and the funny part is that he's still trying to get back in the league. You saw him. He was like, oh, there's 32 quarterbacks who aren't better than me. It's like, I'll name you some quarterbacks, like some backup quarterbacks who I take over him right now. I take Taylor Heineke over him. I take Brock Purdy over him, even though he is injured. I'd take, even though he's going to be in his second year, I'd take Kenny Pickett over Cam Newton.
Oh yes, Kenny Pickett.
Who else? I would say Tyler Huntley, but I wouldn't go that far because Tyler Huntley, he's not horrible, but at the same time, he's not great. I wouldn't go that far. Who else would I take over Cam? Who's a backup? Ryan Tannehill, I'll take him over Cam Newton. Even though I don't think Ryan Tannehill was all that great, I'd still take him over Cam Newton. But I'll say this: quarterbacks that I would take Cam Newton over are Mitch Trubisky and Carson Wentz. Those are like the only two quarterbacks that I would take Cam Newton over.
Oh yes.
Oh, and I don't know about maybe. Actually, you know what? Right now, I mean, actually, you know what? Never mind. I would say Mac Jones, but then again, I can't really blame him because he doesn't have a talented team around him. The thing with Mitch Trubisky in Chicago is that, yeah, even though Matt Nagy was a bad coach, Trubisky had a lot of talent around him, you know? So, like, even though Matt Nagy was a bad coach, Trubisky had a great offense around him. And there was no,
Yes.
like, let's say if Mahomes was on the 2018 Bears team with that defense when they had Khalil Mack and all those guys, I think the Bears would have easily won the Super Bowl that year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mahomes might win a Super Bowl at the
Yeah.
Bears.
Yeah, if the Bears had Mahomes that year instead of Trubisky, they easily win the Super Bowl.
But fortunately, they passed on Patrick
Yeah.
Mahomes for Mitch
Yeah,
Trubisky.
dude, the Bears
And
passed on
the next is history.
the Bears passed on Mahomes and Deshaun Watson.
Yeah,
It's
but the Bears are stepping up on the night they not sin by
Yeah.
getting more top picks and
Mhm.
playing for
yeah,
anything more.
but I definitely think the Bears need to get talent around Justin Fields. Like everyone says, Justin Fields is a bust. Like I just don't think Justin Fields is that bad. He just needs more receivers around him. You know.
Yeah,
Like he's
not
good.
well.
But yeah. I wouldn't call him a bust yet. You know, he's only going to be in his third season.
I'm gonna show you the stats of Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna show you.
Okay. What else? But I do. Would you say that Kyler Murray is easily the most overrated quarterback in the league? I think he is.
Oh yes, he's overrated. He's so small.
No, yeah, and then he can't do anything without DeAndre Hopkins. It's like that playoff game he had against the Rams a couple seasons ago, that was the worst playoff performance I've ever seen by any quarterback ever. I mean, that was horrible. You remember when he threw the pick six from his own end zone? He just wafted it up and it got picked off for a touchdown.
Yes, I remember that game.
Yeah, that was a horrible. I mean, it's like horrible. But also, do you think I think the NFL needs to get rid of Week 18 and they need to go back to 6 seeds in the playoffs. So the 7th seed doesn't even want a playoff game yet.
Oh yes.
I don't like the Super Bowl being on the second Sunday in February. It needs to go back to the first Sunday in February.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I'm not a big fan of Week 18 because one, you don't finish the season with an even record. Like that's the problem. And like, but I feel like that should be fair. But what else? But the 7th seed in the playoffs last year, like they were gonna get killed by the Bills. Like even if the Jets or Steelers made it in over the Dolphins, like they would have the Bills would have killed any of those teams. But what's crazy is that the Jets. I mean, I thought the Jets were finally gonna make the playoffs last year when they had that good start. And it's like, but I do think that Zach Wilson, in my opinion, is the worst starting quarterback in the league.
Oh yes.
Zach Wilson is horrible. Like, to be honest, the top 3 worst quarterbacks in the league, I'd say, are Zach Wilson, Mitch Trubisky, and Kyler Murray.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, come on, he's overrated.
He is like he is just he is horrible. Like I don't understand like what it is with this guy. Like I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get Kyler Murray, but I think dude, he's even going to suck more this season because the Cardinals have Jonathan Gannon, who is our defensive coordinator. He's going to make Kyler Murray even worse.
Mm-hmm.
Really do. I really hope when the Cardinals play the Eagles in Philly, I hope we win that game by 50. I'm not even kidding, because Jonathan Gannon cost us the Super Bowl. Like, I don't get how, and I'm not taking anything away from the Chiefs and Mahomes, but it's like, if you're Jonathan Gannon, how do you not put a spy on Mahomes? Like, nobody was spying him all game. It's like they just let him do whatever he want.
Oh yes, agree.
Mm-hmm. Like, Jonathan Gannon is just he's a fraud. He got exposed in the Super Bowl, like, as a defensive
Yeah,
corner. But I will say this, and I don't know if you'll agree with me on this, but a lot of people are saying that the
oh, oh, hi, Paul. Sorry, Paul.
Yo, can you hear me? Jordan, you there? Oh, okay, yeah, you got me lost
Yes,
there
yeah,
for
okay.
yeah, you got me lost there for a second. But what I was saying was is that a lot of people are saying that the Eagles defense got exposed in the Super Bowl, but I don't really think that's the case, because
Yes.
if you watch that game from start to finish, um, the Eagles defense did a really good job containing the Chiefs for the first 3 quarters, and I calculated it. Mahomes, through the first 3 quarters, only had 126 yards, and the Chiefs' offense as a whole only had 175 total yards. So the Eagles' defense really began to collapse until the fourth quarter, where they had the punt return by Kadarius Toney happened. Then they had those 2 wide open touchdowns, and then they had the game-winning drive by the Chiefs. So like at the end of the day, the Eagles' defense, yeah, it didn't play good, but then again, it didn't play as bad as people say it did.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like you're like Mahomes, and like Mahomes, yeah, he did good, but like, it was nowhere near a great game for him, because the Eagles, your offense, like, couldn't really do anything for the first 3 quarters, and one of your touchdowns was a fumble recovery return, which is a defensive touchdown. So, like, the only good quarter you guys really had on offense was the fourth quarter.
Okay. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
that's true.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, because the Eagles only held the Chiefs to 14 points for the first 3 quarters, and I know a lot of people they're gonna say, "Oh, well, the Chiefs got a lot of yards." Yes, that's true, but what yeah, but what's how do I say this? What good does getting yards do if you can't score any points?
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to score. You can't just get yards. You got to score points too. Like, that's
Yeah,
why.
yeah, I just score points.
Yeah, like, that's why the Eagles defense did a really good job for most of that game. And it was just the fourth quarter that they really collapsed and allowed the Chiefs to score what was it? 17 points in the fourth quarter to win that game. So, I mean, it's like, and then I'm sick and tired of these Eagles fans making excuses for that hold on the James Bradbury and Juju. Like, it was a hold. Like, Bradbury held him. It was
Yeah,
definitely a hold.
it
I
went,
mean,
it went to hold.
yeah, I'm not denying it. It was a hold, and then and then they're saying, then yeah, but then you're going to say, oh, it was overthrown. Yeah, but he still held him.
Yes.
It's still going to get called. I mean, it's just like the Rams and Bengals Super Bowl 2 seasons ago. Remember when Logan Wilson was holding Cooper Kupp on that one play, and then they threw the flag?
Yes, they do a flag because
Yeah, like it's still going to get called, and like it's. Well, I mean, what else happened? But again, you got people saying that the NFL is like, rigged. It's like it's not rigged. Like those people who say that they're just salty. They're
it's
because
not
you're,
named.
yeah, no, it's not, because here's the thing: if the Eagles won, like nobody would be saying that.
But if the Chiefs won, then people say this game is named.
Yeah, but let's say if the Bengals beat you guys in the AFC Championship, like all you guys would like, they would have been like, oh, they would have just been like, oh, the NFL, it's a great sport, blah blah blah. But whenever the Chiefs win, it's, oh, the NFL is rigged. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's so crazy that these
So
people.
and hell, I mean, and also James Bradbury even admitted that he held Juju. Did you see that in the post game? He even admitted
yeah.
it. Yeah, he even said that it was a hold, and I 100% agree with him. I mean, because I feel like if that hold never happened, like I would have loved to see what Jalen Hurts could have done with it was like a minute and 30 something left, like because when the Eagles got the ball back, there were only like 5 seconds left, and all Jalen Hurts had to do was throw a Hail Mary. So, in which he did, but like it wasn't even close. But I don't know. I mean, it was definitely a great. Super Bowl. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, it was a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'd say it's. In my opinion, I'd say it's the top 10 Super Bowl of all time. Probably top 5.
Me too.
I also think you can even make an argument probably that our Super Bowl win over the Patriots, that's
So good.
yeah, that's arguably the greatest Super Bowl of all time, because it had the most combined yards of 2 teams in any NFL game, regular season or playoffs.
Mhm.
I was so nervous during that Super Bowl, dude. You should have seen my reaction when Brady threw that Hail Mary. I was like, oh my God, please don't catch it. And then you saw like Gronk, he kind of like almost had it, and then like who was it? Amendola, he almost grabbed it, got it, hit the ground. I mean, because that would not have been good if the Patriots caught that ball, because if they caught that ball, then they would have only needed to go for 2 to tie the game. But I mean, just thank God the Eagles won that Super Bowl. I mean, thank God. And also another thing, to this day, you got salty Patriots fans who keep saying, "Oh, but if Malcolm Butler played, we would have won." Like, you don't know that. Yo. Oh yeah. Okay. I lost you for a second.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah. But what I was saying is that, thank God the Eagles won that Super Bowl, because when Brady threw the Hail Mary, I was so nervous. I didn't want anyone to catch it. And then also to this day, you got salty Patriots fans. They're complaining, and they're like, "Oh, but if Malcolm Butler played, we would have won." It's like, you don't know that. Stop making excuses. Because
Agree.
look at the Eagles' injuries they had that game. They didn't have Carson Wentz. Let's see, they didn't have Darren Sproles. They didn't have Jordan Hicks. They didn't have Caleb Sturgis. They didn't have Jason Peters. And it was one other person. I'm trying to remember who it was. Who was it? I don't remember the other player, but I think it was a defensive player, if I'm not mistaken. I know it. damn, I'm trying to remember who it was.
Hmm.
I forget his name, but
Hmm.
either way, it's like, and the Patriots fans are still also like, well, we didn't have Julian Edelman or Dante Hightower. I mean, it's like, okay, and the Eagles had their own injuries and still found a way to win. So it's like every single team that wins the Super Bowl has some injuries, so you can't blame injuries and use that as an excuse. You can't do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
agree.
and
And
people, yeah, and it's like these Patriots fans, they're like, they still think that like Malcolm Butler would have made such a huge difference, but Nick Foles had one of the greatest Super Bowl performances I've ever seen by any quarterback. So it's like, would it really have mattered if Malcolm Butler played? I don't think it would have. Even if Malcolm Butler did play, I still think Foles would have had a good game.
oh yes, I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah. Like Nick Foles balled out in that Super Bowl, dude. He was making throws that weren't like you wouldn't see the normal quarterback complete. Like that one, you remember that one touchdown to Corey Clement in the back of the end zone? Like that was over 3 defenders.
Mhm.
That one play and it's like they said it was an incomplete pass. No, it was not. If you watch the replay, all Clement did was like there was a little bobble, but like he still had possession of the ball and he got both feet down. It's like that's still a touchdown. And then the Zach Ertz touchdown, and then that was clearly a touchdown. He became a runner. He took 3 steps, and then don't even get me started on the Philly special. It was a legal play because if you remember before the play, Alshon Jeffrey, he gave the official a thumbs up as to if he was on the line of scrimmage, and the official said he was fine. So it's like it wasn't illegal. It was clearly a legal play. But I mean, and also you got like I mean, what else? I mean, but going back to your Super Bowl against the 49ers, it's like you still got these fans complaining to this day that, oh, the refs helped the Chiefs win.
Yeah.
It's like the 49ers still had chances to win that game.
Yes.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they took.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of same with the Eagles. It's like these teams got to stop blaming the refs for the Chiefs winning. Also, in the AFC Championship game, the Bengals didn't really play all that well in the AFC Championship because Burrow threw 2 interceptions, and it should have been 3 if it wasn't for that one penalty. And like it's like,
Yo,
yeah,
why are you doing those naps? Stop playing the naps.
exactly. Like that one play where Mahomes got hit way out of bounds at the end. I mean that was clearly a penalty. Like he was already out of bounds and he pushed him. Of course, that's going to get called.
Oh man.
Although there was one. Do you remember that one play in the game where Joe Burrow got hit very late and they didn't call the flag? That's one flag I will say that the Bengals should have gotten.
Oh yes.
Yeah, like you even saw Burrow. He put his hands up and he was like, "Where's the flag?" Like I don't blame Burrow for doing that. That was clearly a flag.
Mm-hmm.
And how about that one on what do you call it? You remember that one when Brady played against the Falcons when Grady Jarrett sacked him and then they said it was roughing the passer?
Oh yes. Nothing to pass there.
Yeah, it wasn't. All Grady Jarrett did was he just sacked Brady regularly. Like I don't know, these horrible calls sometimes in the NFL. It's like it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, those calls sometimes it's so questionable that that sometimes you don't understand the play calls and
No, it's just no. It's like, and also going back to your Super Bowl against the 49ers, the one that touchdown by Damian Williams at the end, not the one that sealed the game, but the one to put you guys up 24-20. That was a touchdown. Like he clearly crossed the point.
yeah, that was a touchdown from
Yeah.
Damian Hillman.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, it's like and this isn't for just the Chiefs, but this is for every team. Like you can't blame the refs. Yeah, and also I will say, yes, the refs do make some bad calls, but at the end of the day, they're just refs. You know, they're not the ones in a helmet and shoulder pads. They're not on the field playing. You know, so you can't blame them.
Yeah, I'm getting sick and tired of some of my fan base blaming the refs all the time.
Yeah, it's crazy
When
because
the refs, when
yeah,
the
it's it's crazy because like when you guys got blown out by the Bucks in the Super Bowl, it's like all you heard from your fan base was, "Oh, the refs helped Brady win." Oh, it's like, and also in the AFC Championship against the Bengals, when you guys were up 21-3, it's like, "Oh, the refs made some bad calls. They helped the Bengals win," and they said it's rigged. It's like, no,
no,
like honestly, that was probably the worst performance I've ever seen Mahomes have in a half. Like that, like I think his passer rating was in the second half was 0 in that game. I think that was horrible. I mean that one play, when you guys were down 24-21, like right before you kicked that field goal to go overtime. What Mahomes was, he was just dancing around the pocket and didn't even throw the ball away, and he almost gave the game away when Joe Tooney recovered that fumble. It's like. And then Buck kicked the field goal. You guys went to overtime, and then that, but the play before he threw the pick to Von Bell, that he almost threw the game-ending pick to Eli Apple, and Eli Apple's horrible.
yeah, he's so humble. Apple. You got his revenge by
Yeah,
beating his,
yeah, and
beating
then
him.
yeah, but honestly, that is probably the only loss I can ever blame Mahomes for. Like I can't think of another loss that I put Mahomes, because in the Super Bowl against the Bucks. Like, you can't blame him for that because, first of all, his offensive line was nowhere to be found, and Tyreek Hill kept dropping the ball. Like,
Yes,
you
I've been
can't,
the offensive line.
like you can't blame Mahomes for that. Mahomes, although I will say the only play that you can't really blame Mahomes for is that one interception where he overthrew the receiver. But other than that, you can't blame Mahomes for that game.
Yes,
Like, you can't, because he was the only one trying in that game. Him and Kelsey. Because Kelsey had over 100 yards in that game, I think. Yeah, he did. So like him and Kelsey were the only ones trying in that Super Bowl, and your defense wasn't much better either because you just let Brady throw all over you.
good night to you. Good night, Troy from West Palm Beach. Well, good night, Sam. Hope you have a great night and sleep well, buddy.
Yeah. So, yeah. But what I was saying was like, what else? What other games? Oh, I remember when you guys played against the Broncos in the Week 18 2 seasons ago, when remember when Melvin Gordon fumbled, and then like you got Billy Bob, who made that video, and he was like, "Oh, Melvin Gordon handed you the game on a silver platter." It's like I don't get why all of these haters of Mahomes, they always got to blame the other team. You know,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
and like, but then people don't remember that Mahomes hit that he threw that ball to Kelsey on that third down that sealed the game on that last drive. Like, it's like, I don't know. And then what else? What other wins? What else? Oh, how about that Monday night game when you guys played against the Raiders, when everyone thought that Devontae Adams made that catch at the end, when he like kind of like bobbled the ball, and then like they said, "Oh, the refs are why the Chiefs won."
Oh, man.
Yeah. And then, well, it's what else? Oh yeah, that one video that Tyson made last year when he said that the legacy, or it was something like the legend of Mahomes will always be a choking fraud. I mean, that didn't age well.
I remember that PL from Massive Work.
Yeah, you guys lost to the Bengals, but it's like, and then Billy Bob made that video, and then I don't know why he deleted it. That's what I don't get about Billy Bob. Like why does he delete the videos that he makes? I don't get that.
Probably because Mahomes ran the Super Bowl and probably deleted it.
Well, I'm kind of shocked that he actually deleted the video that he made when Mahomes lost to the Bucks in the Super Bowl, but he also hasn't deleted the video. Oh no, he did actually. He deleted the video that he made when Mahomes lost the AFC Championship to the Bengals last year. And what else? There was another video, I think. When the year that Brady won his last Super Bowl. Do you remember that video he made when Brady got blown out against the Saints on that Sunday night game, and then he was like, "Oh, Brady, there's no excuses. You need to retire." Blah blah blah. And then after Brady won the Super Bowl, he deleted that video.
Oh yes, I remember that. He
Yeah.
always. I don't know why he keep deleting these panels. I don't know why.
The guy has no life. He's a troll. Like
Yes.
he has nothing better to do than call all these accomplished quarterbacks overrated. But
Yes. He's
like
a
Aaron,
troll.
like Aaron Rodgers, yeah, Aaron Rodgers, like he is a great quarterback, obviously, but I do think he is a little bit overrated because like
Yeah, he's overrated
yeah,
because
he like
he didn't make the Super Bowl since
man, like
2010.
exactly, and like he's choked in the playoffs ever since. Like that especially remember that NFC Championship against the Seahawks where his defense intercepted Russell Wilson 4 times and they even got a fumble on a kickoff return and they still lost.
Yes, I remember
Yeah,
that.
that's why Aaron Rodgers, like he threw 2 horrible interceptions and then I mean, it's like these Packers fans never hold him accountable. They always blame the defense. It's like hell and both NFC championships against the Falcons and 49ers, both of those games he put up 0 points in the first half. Everyone wants to blame his defense. Yeah, the Packers defense did play bad, but like you can't really blame them because Aaron Rodgers didn't put up any points until the second half. So is it really the defense's fault? No.
No.
It's
not
the offense, clearly. I mean, it's clearly the offense. But I mean, it's just like
is someone that's
I
playing.
mean, even in the playoff loss against the 49ers 2 seasons ago, it's like the guy only put up 10 points and Jimmy Garoppolo, he tried so hard to give the Packers that game and like Aaron Rodgers didn't want it. I mean, it's like, yeah, I get that Mason Crosby got he missed a field goal and he got another one blocked, but like at the end of the day, the Packers still had a chance to win that game despite his mistakes. And let's not forget that blocked punt that the 49ers picked up for a touchdown. If the Packers put up more points on offense, it wouldn't have come down to those. It's like I also don't see that like Billy Bob, like he rarely ever held Brady accountable for losses. He would always say, "Oh, it's Brady's defense's fault," or what else? It's like, oh, you remember that one comment he made that he said when Mahomes played Brady on the Sunday night game last year when the Chiefs won. It was right after the hurricane when the Chiefs won 41-31. He said that he said that Brady like quote unquote outplayed Mahomes. It's like no, if you watch that game, Brady scored garbage time touchdowns at the end. Like he didn't outplay Mahomes. Like Mahomes clearly played better in that game, especially that one touchdown he threw when he almost went across the line of scrimmage when he spun around that one Bucs defender. I mean that's still crazy. I can't believe that.
Oh yes, I agree.
Yeah. The one he threw to Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the back of the end zone when he spun around and he was barely behind the line of scrimmage. Like that's one of the greatest touchdown throws I've ever seen. Or greatest touchdown plays.
Great.
But
a great play.
But the thing is that when I don't get like these Brady fanboys, they were like when Brady won, they would be like, oh, Brady did it all, give him all the credit. But when Brady lost, like they'd be like, oh, but it's not Brady's fault. It's like, and here's another thing, like since he was 45 years old last season, it's like when Brady won, they were like, oh, Brady gets better with age. But when Brady lost, everyone was like, oh, he's 45 years old, give him a break. So like, what is it? Is it he gets better with age, or is it he's too old? Like you can't have it both ways.
Yeah, you cannot have it.
The thing is that Brady was too old. He was done. He was washed. It's like he just needed to retire.
Yeah, he needs to retire this season because he passed his prime.
Exactly, and I don't like how people say that. Like Belichick, like I don't like how people say that Belichick sucked without Brady. It's like regardless, Belichick is still arguably the greatest coach ever in NFL history. It's like it doesn't matter if he doesn't have Brady anymore. Like his legacy speaks for itself. It's like yes, I agree that Brady did most of the work, but if you think about it, like Belichick made Brady into the quarterback he was, because look what happened with Todd Bowles last year with Brady. He was horrible with Todd Bowles. So and then the one he won, the Super Bowl he won with Bruce Arians. Well, Bruce Arians is actually a good coach. That's why the Bucs won the Super Bowl that year, along with Brady.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
It's like you can't discredit what Belichick has done with the Patriots all these years. Like even without Brady, Belichick's legacy still speaks for itself. It's like you can't just act like Belichick never did anything with the Patriots, because what were the Patriots before Belichick got there? They weren't anything. They were horrible.
They were terrible.
Exactly.
They made the Super Bowl, but they lost.
Yeah, they lost with Drew Bledsoe and who was the other quarterback they lost with? I don't remember his name, but it was somebody when they got blown out by
in the 80s.
Yeah, when they got blown out by the Bears, not 85 Bears.
Yeah.
But again, it's like Bill Belichick he's still, in my opinion, the best coach in NFL history. His legacy speaks for itself. I'm going to keep saying it. His legacy speaks for itself.
Yeah, he's still the greatest coach.
Because did you even heard that Brady said that Belichick is the greatest coach of all time. So when you hear something like that coming from a legend, you know it's true.
Oh yes, that's true.
Yeah, it is. Mac Jones even said it after the Patriots beat the Jets the first game. He said that Belichick's the greatest NFL coach of all time. I agree.
I agree.
I'm sick and tired of these sellout Patriots fans saying that Belichick is nowhere near the greatest coach of all time. I mean, he is. I mean,
he helped you guys win 6 Super Bowls.
Exactly. It wasn't just Brady.
It's Bill Belichick also.
Exactly.
You guys 6 Super Bowl wins and got and 9 Super Bowl appearances.
Exactly. It's because I feel like if the Patriots, let's say if the Patriots had Todd Bowles all those years, do you really think the Patriots would have won 6 Super Bowls with Todd Bowles coaching them? No. They would not have won 6 Super Bowls with Todd Bowles. And then sometimes you got some Patriots fans. They're like, oh well, we would have won 6 rings with Brady regardless of who the coach was. Well, that's like saying that you would have won 6 rings regardless of who the quarterback was with Belichick. But it's because if the Patriots had Baker Mayfield all those years, right? They wouldn't have won 6 rings.
Mm-hmm.
It's and then you got people like Billy Bob. For some reason, this guy, I don't know what it is with this guy, but some reason this guy hates Belichick.
Yeah, this guy hates Belichick for no reason.
It's ridiculous. He only trails Don Shula for he's second all-time in wins.
Yes, he is the winningest coach of all time.
Yeah, and then you also had this one Patriots fan. He went as far as saying that Sean McVay is better than Belichick. What? I want to go. Oh,
what? Really?
No way.
It's not better than Bill Belichick.
No.
Bill Belichick is better than Sean McVay.
Obviously. And then you also had this one Patriots fan who I actually argued with the last offseason. He was like, "Oh, Mahomes is not good. He's basically Donovan McNabb." It's
Donovan McNabb.
No, Donovan McNabb was great, but at the end of the day, he was also a choker.
Yeah, he is a choker.
Yeah,
when Andy Lee wants to call the Eagles.
He was he I think in my opinion he's I don't know. I hate to say this, but I do think that even though Nick Foles did win actually, you know what? Take that back. No, I do think that Nick Foles is the best quarterback in Eagles history because, hey, he won the Super Bowl. Donovan McNabb didn't.
Yes, Nick Foles won the Super Bowl before.
He's the best quarterback the Eagles ever had. He got the job done. McNabb didn't. It's what else?
I got some Patriots fans that cool with, like my friend Katie.
Mm-hmm.
She's a diehard Patriots fan, and she's from Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I talk to her a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah, yeah, I'm cool with some Patriots fans. Like, one of my dad's friends, he's from Atlanta. He's a Patriots fan. He's cool. I'm obviously cool with him. Who else? But some Patriots fans are cool, but most of their fans are bandwagons. You know, their fans were never around before Brady.
yes, I got a Patriots fan that is from my school. That is a diehard Patriots fan, and he like Pat Mahomes. And say that Pat Mahomes is the greatest quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's obviously the like if you don't think that Mahomes is the best quarterback right now, then you don't know football. It's simple. Like who's better than him? Nobody. Like he's still the. I mean, he just had the most total yards by a quarterback in NFL history. It's
Yes,
yeah. I also don't like how people say that the the league quote unquote gift wrapped the Chiefs the number 1 seed because the Bills and Bengals game got canceled. It's like you can't. So you're basically blaming Damar Hamlin for that. It was a life-threatening injury. We could have seen someone die on national TV. You don't blame them for the Chiefs getting the number 1 seed.
I feel bad for Demar Hamlin.
Yeah, it sucks because say if the Bills would have won the Super Bowl, I honestly wouldn't even have been mad because of the Damar Hamlin situation.
Yeah, me too. If
Yeah,
the
I
Bills
wouldn't. It
Bulls,
sucks
then
because
I'm
it really
happy.
sucks because even though we did get the Bengals and Bills in the divisional round, everyone was looking forward to that Monday night game, and it sucks that the injury happened. But I mean, and also, you remember that comment by Skip Bayless? He was like, "Oh, why are you canceling this game?" That's what he basically said. It's
Skip
like
Bayless is so trash.
it's
After
like
he spoke to Demar Hamlin,
it's like he basically disrespected Damar Hamlin.
anyone who is disrespecting Demar Hamlin needs to get out and don't know football and
Yeah,
any
yeah,
knocks. We don't know
yeah,
sports.
but exactly. And he also said that I remember what he used to call LeBron overrated and a choker. It's like, come on, like yeah, LeBron's lost 6 finals, but at the end of the day, LeBron is easily a top 5 NBA player of all time. Anyone with a brain knows that.
Oh yes, agree.
I mean, he led the greatest comeback, in my opinion, in NBA playoff history when he came back 3-1 against the Warriors in the finals, and the Warriors they broke the Bulls record for the most wins in a regular season.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I always say that the 95 Bulls are better than that Warriors team because at the end of the day, the Bulls actually won the championship. The Warriors didn't.
Yes, the
Yeah.
Warriors lose.
I mean, also, you got this one guy who said that Stephen Curry is a choker and he's overrated. It's like then he can't do anything without Kevin Durant. I'm pretty sure that
He's not choker.
exactly. And
Remember,
and Curry's won 2 rings without Durant. It's just ridiculous how all these sports analysts and fans think they know something. It's like this Skip Bayless comment. It's just ridiculous. It's like Damar Hamlin he could have died on the football field. It's like, do you not realize that? It's like the NFL did the right thing by canceling that game.
he could have been die. It's not funny.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then you remember that one Patriots fan on Twitter? He was excuse my language, but he says something like, "Sorry, I'm not praying for this fucker." Like, did you see that?
Yes.
Did you see? Yeah.
Fine.
It's like that's why I hate Patriots fans.
Yeah.
Not stand their fans.
These fans are so bad.
Well, at least most of their fans. Like some of their fans are cool, obviously, but most of their fans are terrible.
They don't know. They don't know sports. Like what
They
the
don't.
heck?
They don't because I'll bet you that most of their fans weren't even around before Brady. Because before Mahomes, like Arrowhead Stadium was still filled with Chiefs fans, even when they had Alex Smith. Like that stadium was full, even with Alex Smith.
Yes. Even though the Nell Chiefs fans so support Alex Smith
Mm-hmm.
for what they
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, like
But
Alex,
the fans,
yeah,
but the Ben Nuggets fans, no, I
no,
cannot stand them.
yeah, like
It's like
Alex Smith was pretty decent. Like he wasn't great, he wasn't
But
bad,
that's
but
good.
he was good at times. But I'll never forget that one playoff loss he had against the Colts in 2014. Remember that one with Andrew Luck when you guys were up 38-10 and the Colts
I
came
remember
back?
that game.
Yeah. That's the
We
only.
choked it.
That's the only playoff loss I can't blame Alex Smith for. That was your defense, clearly.
And the defense is bad.
Yeah, because
I don't think Alex Smith.
Bob Sutton was a horrible defensive coordinator.
It's just the defense that's so bad in
Yeah, but I mean,
But Alex Smith plays best in the playoff. It's just 14, which I don't blame him.
yeah, you can't blame him. Even though, yeah, he fumbled and he overthrew the, he hit that one overthrow for a touchdown. But like at the end of the day, he still threw for almost 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. Like the defense clearly didn't do its job.
Oh yes.
There was nothing more that the Chiefs' offense could have done in that game, and their defense played terrible. Because I think if the Chiefs would have won that game, I think they would have stood a pretty good chance to beat the Patriots. Because the Patriots, because if you remember that season, the Patriots had so many injuries, and then that's why they lost to the Broncos in the AFC Championship.
Oh yes. You crap. You beat them.
I mean, hell, you guys killed them on that Monday night game in 2014, and you guys also beat them on Banner Night in 2017.
Oh. Yes.
Yeah, that game was. I love that game. The one with Kareem Hunt, where he had like 4 touchdowns, I think.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, and then the one on Monday night in 2014, when everyone was saying, "Oh, the Patriots dynasty is over," but then they won 3 Super Bowls after. Yeah. What else? Oh, isn't it crazy that you guys actually beat both Super Bowl teams that year? You guys beat both the Patriots and Seahawks that year.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. What else? What else? Oh, how about that? That one playoff loss you guys had to actually 2. The first one you guys had against the Steelers in the 2016 divisional round, where you guys should have beaten the Steelers. Like, 'cause the Steelers scored a touchdown.
He didn't score a touchdown.
Yeah, it was all Chris Boswell. It was all field goals.
Yeah, that game.
Yeah, that game, and then the one where you guys blew that 21-3 lead against the Titans with Mariota.
I remember that game.
Yeah,
It's heartbreaking.
yeah, that was a total choke job. And then I also didn't. Also, one thing about Andy Reid is that I don't understand all these Eagles fans why they hate Andy Reid just because he never won a Super Bowl with the Eagles. It's like that's not a reason to hate the guy. Like he made the Eagles relevant. What were the Eagles weren't really all that good before Andy Reid got there. Like
but when Andy Reid comes to the Chiefs, they changed the culture by
exactly. Because you remember, dude, they were terrible with what's his name? Who did they have before Alex Smith? Was it was Matt Castle, right? Matt Castle and Trent Green and Todd Haley and Romeo Cornell.
It's one Gasias.
Yeah, and then you guys definitely turned it around the next season with Alex Smith. You guys started off what was it, 9-0? Yeah, 9-0. Yeah,
but they didn't use.
Yeah,
it's 8 games.
And then
I mean, is it 8? Yes, I think it's 8.
Wait.
Or is it on? Let's see.
No, I remember now. It was 9-0. Then you guys lost. You guys lost to then the Broncos, Chargers, and it was another one other team. I know you guys lost 3 in a row after that, but I don't remember who that other team was. Yeah, if you. Oh, you remember that one week that season? I think it was week 14. There were like 5 snow games that day. It was you guys against the Redskins. It was us against the Steelers, and then the Eagles against the Lions, and the Vikings against the Ravens, and then the Falcons against the Packers. That was a crazy day. I remember that day.
Yes, I remember that.
Remember that? Remember freaking Or we almost lost the Steelers when Antonio Brown stepped out of bounds. I mean, my God, I thought I was going nuts when I thought we lost that game.
Mhm.
You remember
Yes.
the Vikings Ravens game where there were like 5 touchdowns in 2 minutes? That was insane.
Yeah, that game is crazy.
That was crazy. I mean, you had Jacoby Jones. He had a punt return touchdown. You had Joe Flacco, and who was the Vikings quarterback in that game? I think it was Matt Castle. No, not Matt Castle. Who was it? It might have been Matt Castle. I don't remember. I think it was Matt Castle. I remember Adrian Peterson got hurt in that game, and that was a crazy game. What else? What else? Oh, you remember when the Cowboys blew that big lead and the Packers didn't even have Aaron Rodgers? They had Matt Flynn. Remember that one game?
Yes.
Yeah. What else? Remember that game where they gave up like 300 yards to Calvin Johnson?
Agree.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and then you had Des Bryant. He was fighting with Tony Romo on the sidelines, and he was like anything he can do, I can do. It's like I don't like Cowboys fans. Like obviously because I'm an Eagles fan, but like every year they say, "Oh, we're going to win the Super Bowl." It's like they can't even make it to the NFC Championship game.
Not even once since 1996.
Dude, and Dak Prescott is criminally overrated.
He's over it.
He is overrated. Like the guy, the guy has all this talent, and he's only won 2 playoff games. And the one against the Bucks was nothing special because, yeah, even though I do think that was the better playoff performance than the one against the Seahawks in 2018, but it's like he beat up on a team that barely made the playoffs and was in the worst division. Look what happened when he went up against the 49ers. They exposed him. So it's like, but I don't think Mike McCarthy is the problem. I think Dak Prescott's more of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys got to move on from Dak Prescott. Like he's not their answer. They moved on from Zeke, at least, because like Zeke was getting a little too old. Like he's not the same running back as he used to be.
Well, about be going soon. It's nice to talk to you, Mike.
Yeah, nice talking to you too. But we'll talk again sometime soon.
Okay.
All right, take care, man.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Well, everyone, hope you have a great day by showing this nice theme. And I'm gonna see you guys on next one. Peace and bye.